But my mom had bought me gym shorts that was my exact size and extra small. So that wasn't very cool because it came down mid-thigh. And apparently back in the day, that was called a John Stockton. And the same kid next to me, that bully next to me, he's like, hey, look at it. Hey, don't wear your pants like that. Pull your pants down, man. Pull your pants down. And I was like, who's the gay one now? But I didn't know what to do. Everybody was looking at me, and this kid kept saying, pull your pants down. So I was like, oh, I've seen Shawshank Redemption. Maybe this is just how it works in America. So I start pulling down my shorts all the way down to my knees, all the way down to my ankle. And that same kid, the bully next to me, is like, hey, what are you doing? Don't pull them down all the way. That's gay. And I'm like, what is not gay in this country? And apparently this other kid next to me, he's like, hey, don't pull them down all the way. Just sag them a little bit. Just sag your pants. And I didn't know what sagging your pants meant. Apparently that's a cool hip hop thing, to pull your pants down halfway down your butt. So you show everybody your And apparently that's the only not gay way to wear your pants in America. I had no idea. All these weird American things I wasn't used to. Eventually I learned how to speak English by watching a lot of TV, mainly BET Rap City. Because that was my I want to be cool, and nothing cooler than BET Rap City, right? Every music video was a slice of somebody's American dream. The first music video I saw was Jay-Z's Big Pimpin'. You guys remember that? Jay-Z's Big Pimpin' was the greatest music video of all time. It's Jay-Z and his boys on a yacht pouring champagne on this beautiful woman's face for like 4 minutes. I was like, this is America? It's amazing. That's all I wanted to do. Like before I even wanted to get into stand-up, that's all I wanted to do. I want to be a rapper. I want to be like Jay-Z and Big Pimpin'. So I started my own rap group in high school. It's a true story. It was me, my black friend Julian, and my other friend Yuji, who was half black and half Japanese. So we had perfectly 1.5 black dudes and 1.5 Asian dudes. And we called ourselves the Yellow Panthers. I know. I wish I was making this shit up, but I'm not. The Yellow Panthers was a real rap group, and we had a real rap song. It was called Underground Railroad Builder. I was confused. Eventually, I became a good Asian American, and I went to school to get an economics degree because that was the easiest degree that can still appease my Asian parents. But then after I graduated, I didn't want to do like econ or finance. So I went up to my dad. I was like, Dad, I don't want to do any of this. I want to go try and do stand-up. And he was like, what's a stand-up? You mean like a talk show? I was like, yeah, sure, talk show, whatever you want to call it, okay? But I want to go pursue my dreams. And he was like, no. Pursue your dreams, how you become homeless. I was like, no, Dad, things are different now. We're in America, okay? In America, we're supposed to do what we love. He was like, no. Everyone does what they hate for money and use the money to do what they love.
These kids were just running around stealing everything. Everything. I don't know if you saw the footage that went all around YouTube, that was all over the internet, the girl who looted a sneaker store. Right, she looted a sneaker store. And rather than taking the shoes and getting home, she takes the sneakers, she's trying them on outside the burning store that she just looted. So she's trying on the sneakers like, I can't even see in this window, it's on fire. And the thing is, I was watching these riots taking place from America, because I've been living in America the last few years. So I was watching the riots on television, and just seeing all this stuff going on. And it was just the weirdest, most surreal thing. And the thing is, my mum has a store in East London selling suitcases and bags and stuff. She has a store, and her store was right in the pathway of the riots. And I was watching it on television, and I was watching all these rioters making their way up the same street that my mum's store was on, right? So I'm ringing my mum from America going, Mum, get out the shop, get out! The rioters are coming. And my mum is a strong African woman. My mum was like, no, I am not leaving my shop. I am not leaving my shop. Let the bastards come, let them come, let them come, let them come. Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens when they get here. Let's see, and let's see what happens when they get here. And anyway, I sell bags. Maybe they will need some bags to put. She's a businesswoman. My mother is a businesswoman. So we've had an up and down year. So that was the down part of the year. But we had the Olympics, though. We had the Olympics. Hey! London! That's my town! London! The Olympics was amazing. We pulled it off. It was great. Obviously, my family's African. African countries didn't do particularly well at the Olympics. Again? I don't know if you saw the African rower, the guy from Niger, who came last in the rowing, like really last. He came last by quite a distance. Right, in the heats. Did you see the heats? It was like first place, second, third, fourth, fifth.
My mom was strict growing up. She was super strict. We couldn't watch Batman growing up. Halloween was the devil's birthday, right? She couldn't have squirt guns. She like, squirt guns are too much like guns. I'm like, I don't think you ever had a gun before, Mom. Like, no one's gonna rob you with a super soaker. Like, give me all the money, woman, or your makeup is gone. Like, that's not her thing. That's stupid. She used to wash her mouth out with soap for saying cuss words in the house. I'm not talking about this jail soap you could just rub. I'm talking about the, you know what I mean? The one you can't breathe with for saying cuss words in the house. You know cuss words? Like shut up, dang it, stupid, not cuss words. Let me say a real cuss word. Well, I wish I would say a real cuss word, all right? Now, I wouldn't, that's an automatic beatdown. You don't even gotta be related to my mom to get whooped for cussing in her house. My best friend growing up, his name was Red, like the color. His name used to be Fred. He cussed in front of my mom. She beat the F out of him. And then, I like how y'all just applauded child abuse, but whatever. Beat them kids! All right, that's cool. Mom is great, man. Mom, she would never flip out on us, though. She would never flip out on something in public. My mom would not flip it. Some parents just lose it on their kids. My mom, if I was acting up in public, she would just hug me. That's all she would do. She would like, you just need some loving? That's all you need? He just needs some loving. Get you some love, boy. Come here. Come on. You trip. Come here. You want to die, little boy? I will kill you. Keep on acting up. I love you. All right. You done crying? You're all done, all right. Sometimes he need a hug, that's all he. My mom does some silly stuff. One time for my birthday, she bought me a race car bed, right? When I was in high school, so. I was like, it's not the kind of car I wanted, Mom. She got me a race car bed in high school. That's my mom right there, by the way. So like, am I lying? Thank you. All right, hold on. Did you not give me a race car bet in high school? It was high school. What are you talking about? She didn't give me a race car bet in high school. It was 100% high school. Yeah, she thought it was a good idea too. She was like, what do you want for your birthday? I was like, I don't even care, Mom, surprise me. Then she was like, surprise? And I was like, oh snap. This is stupid. You got me a race car bet in high school. Who the heck buys a 21-year-old a race car bet? Who does that, man? No, I couldn't even bring my friends over. They make fun of me. Hey, preacher, how fast can you go to sleep? Like, shut up, bro. You're corny. So annoying.
I haven't been doing television for a while because I've been living and working in Las Vegas for the past 16 years. I know people say, why did you do that? Why did you live in Las Vegas? And you know what? I have to tell you, strangely, it's one of the only places a comedian can have a normal life. Isn't that weird? Because I took a car to my show and the audience took a plane. And since I haven't been very visible for a while, whenever I'm walking around, people, they kind of look at me and they think they recognize me, but they're not sure from where. And I can see their brains going and they're thinking, is she a math teacher who failed me in high school? Is she a meter maid who gave me a ticket? And finally, this one guy stopped me and said, I know you from television. And I said, oh, you do? And he said, yes, you were a juror on Law and Order. And I said, yes, I was, because you know what, I'm a people pleaser. I don't want to tell anyone they're wrong. And he continued on and said, well, I thought you were right. I also thought he was guilty. And I said, well, the evidence was overwhelming. And I continued on, and another lady stopped me and said, I don't want to insult you, but you look a lot like Rita Rudner. What do you say to that? I said, well, I'm not. I was a juror on Law and Order. I wanted to stop traveling was I have a daughter, and my husband and I wanted to raise our daughter together. Strange concept. And she's 15 now. Yes, I have to say it's not easy being a teenager. I kind of feel sorry for her. She recently sprained both of her optic nerves by rolling her eyes at me. And she used to listen to me. What happened to that? Now she only takes the advice of her peers. So I give her friend Isabella $10 a week to tell her to stand up straight. And boys are starting to come into the picture. That's going to be such a nightmare. She always had bad taste. Really, even in Gymboree, she liked the little boy with the low diapers. And all these things are going on in high school. The sexting? Well, I know. But it's hard to tell someone not to do something when you've done it yourself. Well, it was a long, long time ago, and it was on an Etch-a-Sketch. But I'm trying to not make the same mistakes my parents made. They were so overprotective. Oh my gosh, my tricycle had 7 wheels, you know, and a driver. My parents wouldn't even push me on the swing. They'd just sit me on the swing and run back and forth and say, it looks similar to this.
My first cult was my family. My mom, we lost the guru. She died, or did she? It blows because she loved life. I've always been on the fence about the whole thing. I could go at any time. But my mom could squeeze joy out of an AT&T customer service call. Sandeep, I've got to ask you, we have been on the phone for over 3 hours. Is your phone hot? Now, you're in Mumbai, and now I got to ask, are you going to the river pilgrimage? Are you going? The Kumbh Mela. I'm glad you pronounced it. Oh, But the bridge collapsed. Oh, shit. Well, I'll put you on my prayer list. I will. No, the Wi-Fi is still not operational. But of course I will hold. Joel, I'm on the phone with India. My mom could tell a very exciting story with no discernible beginning, middle, or end. Honey, I was in the elevator and I saw this young man and I said, I know you. And he said, well, I don't know you. And I said, my name is Marilyn, and my sister's name is Dita, and we're both originally from Marquette. I mean, Dita now has Alzheimer's care. She's at a care facility, and she enjoys chocolate and has boyfriends, and that's quality of life, you know. And he interrupted me. He said, I genuinely, ma'am, I do not know you. And I had half a glass of wine. And I said, we met in 2014 on an Airbnb boat called the Thirsty Turtle in Frankfort, Michigan, and your name is Neil. And he said, no. My mom, she was a very, very religious woman, Christian, tight with Jesus, but afraid to die. And honey, I read in the New York Times is if you take the hippie hallucinogen ayahuasca, it can help you face your fear. So I made an appointment with a shaman, and your father and I are going to drive down to Minneapolis and do ayahuasca this weekend. I called the shaman and I said, hey, Paul. Hey, man, my mom has stage 4 lung cancer. My dad has a heart condition. What are you doing? I completely understand. Ayahuasca is a powerful spirit. I just partook of the medicine on a retreat, and I had an emergency I needed to drive home for. I wasn't sure. I said, is it safe for me to drive home having just taken ayahuasca? Ayahuasca said, Paul, ask the fire. The fire became an eagle. It was okay to drive home. Paul, I always like to ask the eagle to quick step out of the fire and try to walk claw over claw in a straight line while keeping his wing to his beak, because it kind of sounds like that eagle might have been a high.